we always start with like a little anecdote.
An anecdote?
Yeah, it's like a little story. So
An anecdote. Story time.
Yeah, I participated in high school for a brief period of time.
What's it like going to high school?
Not fun. I almost dropped out. I think I've already mentioned that. I almost did. I didn't though. I graduated. I graduated.
I have to take it out of my pocket.
I graduated top 100 on my class actually, out of like 500. Nice. But so I was on TikTok and I was scrolling and I thought it was perfect timing because we had just discussed what we were doing for this video, and
I'm listening.
And so I'm making sure I'm still in focus because I don't know, every time I keep moving I feel like it looks like I'm out of focus. Okay. Because I don't know, whenever I did this before, I like went all blurry and I wasn't sure if that was my eyesight or the actual camera.
I think it's just your eyesight.
It could be. There's something in my eye. It's every time we do a podcast too. I don't know why. So I'm scrolling on my phone. And
as you do.
This man sitting in his car, you already know it's gonna be a good one. And he was like, women who are heavily tattooed, you do not want to be with these women because why would you want to be with a woman who mutilates herself? And I
would love to be with a woman who mutilates herself if getting tattoos is considered mutilation.
And at first, like I was like, this has to be satire. This has to be this has to be a joke. No, his entire page is like, women don't understand what it's like to be a hard man living in the world doing work. And it's like,
that's funny.
Women also, do these jobs now as well. We're not back in the 1950s where you can only be, a nurse. But
you can be something else other than
especially during World War II. World War II. That's whenever they did strong. What is her name?
Wait,
Strong Sally.
Next thing you're gonna tell me, you guys can vote.
Yeah, I know. You think there would be an amendment or something for that? No.
I'm just kidding. I know women can vote.
I've never voted.
I support women. I promise.
I'm squandering my rights. I'm not even voting.
Wow.
Well, this is my thing. I don't know enough to make an educated.
See, that's a valid.
And that's why I don't talk about. That's why I don't talk about politics because
one thing we will never cover on this podcast is politics.
Yeah, like I don't know enough. He's hitting buttons for everyone that can't see. They're colorful too. We could do an ASMR video as well.
I will not participate in ASMR.
Just
that is where I draw my line. Like when I tell you, like I used to get ASMR videos like on my TikTok all the time.
Yeah.
Every time, ban the account, blocked immediately.
They don't ever pop up on mine. I guess my algorithm's doing its job.
My algorithm apparently decides that I like. I want to see my blocked list because I want like.
Oh, while you're searching for that, before I forget, so obviously this man's like, why would you ever want to be with a woman who heavily mutilated herself? There we go. And I was just like, obviously I'm not super heavily tattooed, but I have a decent amount. I'm not saying I don't have any, but I was sitting there like, thank God that there is a universal like weeding out system for men like this, because like there's men that are like, oh, I hate tattoos, I hate piercings, I hate colored hair. Thank you God for you weeding yourself out on purpose. This is like, I love that. Like, thank you for admitting that you're not man enough to deal with the mental insanity that comes with comes with it, or like the bad you can believe that
all ASMR have been blocked.
I've seen
it's just
3
like,
pop
some
up.
of them just aren't like. It'd be different if it was like normal ASMR.
Yeah,
but they're like weird, and I'm like, I don't want to hear that. And it's just I
get the ones that go live.
It doesn't do. Those are the ones that I block.
That are like, it's raining and you're on a Sunday drive.
Like, no, like get out of here. Like, it's so like
no one wants
it.
This.
Doesn't.
I don't know. People like it.
I understand that, and I'm not dissing the people that like ASMR. I don't. It is just not for me at all.
It doesn't create the like. It's supposed to be like create like a tingle down your spine. From what I've seen,
it creates a tingle down my spine. All right, of anger.
No, it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that tingle, and it doesn't feel aesthetic. Like, you know those like those weird keyboards that have like the actual clicky clacky to it. I love those.
Oh, I love those. I want one so bad.
I'm honestly about to get a PC system just so I can have it
I swear, if you get a PC before I get a PC, I'm gonna be very upset.
Honestly, this is probably something that's gonna happen whenever we buy our own house, so we can have my literal own PC room, and it's gonna be all yellow. I'm gonna get a yellow chair, yellow keyboard. I'll paint the computer if I have to.
Get a yellow case, it'll be all right.
I'm gonna get everything yellow. But
why? Like, you know what's frustrating? It's like that's what I want to do.
Yellow.
Yellow is my favorite color.
Well, it's our favorite color.
That's right. Like, I don't think I knew that until right now.
I thought we already talked about this. I thought this is one of our similarities.
We might have.
That we've discussed.
There's a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
So, like, it's hard to keep track sometimes.
Meet me in my twin videos coming soon.
We said in the last one, we said that'd be next one.
Yeah.
But it's not. So, welcome back to the Blonde Chronicles. This is episode 7.
Hello, guys.
We've done 7 of these so far.
7.
Like, and from what I see, people are liking it. I just go off the views. That's all I do. Which we're getting a good bit. The 21 Pilots one got 58 views, which is
as it
should.
It should be more. Should be more. It's 21 Pilots.
It should have been more, but it wasn't. But this is number 7, which is like really cool. I thought like we were gonna do like 2 of them, and then we were just gonna stop, which I really didn't want to happen. But like this happened with any of my other stuff that I've tried to do. Like I'll do 2, and then I was just like, okay, I don't have the drive to do it anymore, and I'll just stop.
Yeah.
But like this is different. Like I've actually like I look forward to doing this every week, so like it's like fun to do something a little more. Oh, my stomach hurts so bad.
Don't poot.
I'm not going to. I promise.
You are the pooter hole if you.
It just hurts. But we are talking about tattoos. Because we both are avid tattoo havers, and red flags. Because we briefly touched this on a video that didn't work out the way we wanted it to.
It was our drawing video that we've mentioned in I think the last episode.
It just hurts my heart that it didn't.
Yeah, we'll have to recreate that one. We'll have to do different drawings this time because obviously
we'll do a better job. We'll do a better job.
Obviously, I don't want to wipe you with the floor again with my amazing art skills.
She really took the cake with that one.
I did.
But I mean, I guess we can start off with this. Are tattoos a red flag?
No. That's a green flag for me personally.
I know there's a lot of people that'll be like, oh, tattoos are, like you mentioned.
Yeah, like that.
How dare women tattoo themselves? Like,
I think I've mentioned this in a previous episode or episodes. I've dated 2 people that told me that I should either stop getting them or get rid of them. Like, go through laser hair. I just combined the words.
Laser tattoo removal.
Laser hair removal. Yeah, laser.
Not hair. I know. I said hair removal too. I just know that wasn't right. I almost said it a second time.
Laser tattoo removal. There we go.
Laser tattoo removal.
Yeah, and I was like,
that's more expensive than getting a tattoo.
Well, I don't care. I'm never ever gonna get.
I'm just saying. Like, getting that removed is more expensive than it would cost to get the tattoo to begin with.
And you have to do so many sessions because it's like, it's in deeper layers of your skin, and I would never do that. And like, and this is another thing. I have matching tattoos with 2 of my friends. Mm-hmm. Not you, sorry.
Dang it.
I know, I'm sorry.
I think we talked about that before, though.
We were going to get the pickle.
Oh, that's right, the gang.
Yeah, the gang. 8 of us were going to get a little pickle slice.
We had a pickle gang.
Can't
say why we had a pickle gang, but
it just fit with the career path that we were on at that point. But
we were pickle farmers.
But like as I said, I have 2 matching tattoos, and even if like we one day are like, I hate you, I want you to die, I will never get rid of these tattoos.
Yeah, no.
Like I won't even cover them up. There's only one tattoo that I want to cover up, and that's my back tattoo, and it's just because it looks a little janky.
Yeah.
And like that tattoo is like one of my favorites. And that one makes me sad because I'm going to get it covered and then redone somewhere else on my body.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Because I love the idea of it. I just don't want to cover it up for no reason not to have it. Like, I got it for a reason and I love it, but it is not quite what I wanted.
That's how I feel about the one on my chest. I have the tattoo on my chest, and it's the lighthouse, which was an old friend of mine's drawing.
Yeah.
That I had told them because they had sent me the picture like a little over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. And I had really liked it. Like, it was like very simple drawing.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I get a tattoo, like, that'll be the first one I get. And I did. I unfortunately was never ever able to show them because they're all real Fred now, but it's there, and there's a part of me that's like, I wish I didn't get it, or like I wish I could cover it up, but I still really like the tattoo, and like it was the first one I got, and it was like I don't think I can get rid of it. Like
I don't know if I told you this, but I was going to get almost the exact same.
You said okay.
I've mentioned this to you before.
Because when I got the tattoo, you were like, "That looks similar to what I wanted to get."
It's so weird because I can't find it. Like I actually have to genuinely go through my camera roll or like my Snapchat thing or something because I save pictures in my Snapchat sometimes. Mm-hmm. But I had this picture saved because my great aunt, she was in love with lighthouses, and right before she passed away, she got a like what 6-inch, 8-inch tattoo, 8-inch.
Yeah, I'd say
she got an 8-inch lighthouse for, I forget. I think she was her niece. She got a lighthouse for her niece, and she ever since my niece passed away, way before I was even born, she wanted to honor her in that way. And she loved lighthouses. So I was going to get a lighthouse.
Yeah, I remember you were saying
in honor of her because whenever we met at our past job, my aunt had just died the day before I started at the company.
I didn't know this.
And
this is news to me.
And her funeral was 2 days into me starting. So I couldn't make it to her funeral.
Wait, I do remember this. Yes. Yeah. Yes, I do remember this.
So my aunt had just passed away, and I was going to get a lighthouse for her eventually. Yeah. And because I was going to get it on my right thigh, and it was going to be like waves hitting it.
That's crazy.
Almost the same exact way that yours was.
That's like when my friend drew it, they drew it for art class, and that was like what I had, and I was like, I liked it. It was funny because that was my first one, and then when I went to get it, they were like, I was like, do you have any tips for like someone getting their first tattoo? And he goes, this is your first. I'm like, yeah, like it was just kind of what I went for. It's only $150. It's like this big.
It's a pretty decent size, especially where you went.
Yeah.
Also,
and they're like, that's a pretty bold place to get your first tattoo. And I was like, oh, like that's
a lot of people don't.
That's not
recommend.
what I wanted to hear, going in, because I had no idea like what to expect. Because like I never really asked how it feels because I didn't want to like go in expecting it to be something and then it not be what I thought it was going to be. So like I honestly like I went in just blind. I was like, all right, go for it. And it honestly wasn't that bad.
See, I hate when people ask me that question.
I expected it to be so much worse
than
what it was when I got it. There was like some spots that like towards here
on the bone
got really like,
on the bone, baby.
There was just one line that went. Like, he goes, "How you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, that one hurt a little bit, but like the rest of it's perfectly fine." And like the inner part kind of hurt as well.
Yeah, that's because it's got to like the fleshier area.
But like in all honesty, like it wasn't that bad. I think the one that hurt the most was my bicep one. This one hurt so bad. Because it was
really
like,
mine didn't hurt at all.
So the majority of it didn't hurt too bad, but here, so like right in the bend of like where my elbow is, this hurt the most, and then the W right like basically in my armpit. Those
I don't know. That's
that
weird.
got me so bad, but the rest of it was fine, and then it hurt even more because there were spots he had to go back and redo.
Yeah.
So like going over spots that were already hit, and like filling in. Oh my gosh. It took 2 hours to get this one done.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wonder why it took so long.
I don't know.
What was it? The Apprentice?
No.
I wonder why then. Because the Apprentice that did our tattoos. So also fun fact, we had
the same guy.
The same guy
Shout out to
do.
Josh.
I doubt he'll see this, but hi Josh.
He does. No, he does.
Oh my God,
because
does he?
I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Oh, that's so funny.
So when I went,
I doubt he remembers me, like, because I was a part of the Black Friday.
Oh yeah, probably not.
Maybe if I show him.
Yeah, I'm sure if you show him,
I flash.
It was. But yeah, so like this one was probably the one that hurt the most. This one took this one was obviously the longest one. But it was like I got this one, and then I got the cross, which was literally like I went into.
It's gonna take me long to talk about mine.
I know, you don't really have much. But I went there and I walked in to get an appointment, and I was like, I want to get a cross on my wrist. I'm like, do you want to do it now?
Yes.
I was like, can I? And they're like, yeah. So it was $60, which wasn't too bad.
That's very.
But this was $50.
Well,
this was also a
that
flash.
was a special.
It was a flash sale.
Yeah, this was special on that.
And then obviously, like I went and got this one done.
I think you should color that one in with like maybe like a pale blue and a yellow. I think that would look nice.
I'm either gonna get it shaded or I'm gonna get it colored.
I think
and if
we
I was
should
gonna
do
get it
yellow
colored, I
and
was gonna
light
do
blue.
yellow.
For both or just one?
Probably both. I don't know. I'm sure. I
should
talked
do
to
pale
Josh.
blue
I
for the
talked to
other
him
one.
a little bit about it.
I think that would look nice.
But like,
or you can do like the
everything-
colors of your month, because like every month is like.
I wonder what the color of April is.
I forget what your gemstone is. You can do like
Diamond.
Is it diamond?
Yes, April's diamond.
Are you sure?
The most basic. Yes, I'm 100%
Interesting.
Sure.
Or you can do it based on like your zodiac sign.
My gosh,
Aries.
Aries.
Hashtag Aries.
No, I'm not
an
doing
Aries.
that. But like everything, like other than this one, this one was
That one
just-
took probably forever.
This one took forever, and this one was just I wanted something to fill this.
Well, there's so much shading
Oh my gosh!
for
yeah.
starters, and I personally hate the shading needles.
Honestly, it wasn't that bad.
I
The line work was hurt more than the shading did.
don't know. The shading always hurts me more. I don't know why, but like granted, I don't know. Maybe that is a lot more shading than I feel like I have on some of mine.
No, like the shading
Depending.
definitely was not as bad as the line work was. The line work was kind of rough. And then like we did all the majority of it, and then like all this like smoke outline ones, those were all like the final thing that was done.
Yeah.
And my arm was already sore at that point. So once he was doing all those, it was like, I'm like, can we finish up already?
The last couple minutes,
please.
because you know it's about to end, and you're just like,
and then it just hurts so bad. But like so this one is the only one that I've gotten that doesn't like have a meaning. So like this was just I wanted this to fill the spot. I love these plants and I love how they look.
yeah.
And like I literally sent him like reference pictures, said I want something like this, and he did the whole smoke inlet thing. Like that was all. Like,
That is pretty
I
sick.
gave him full creative like decision with it.
I want to go to him, but his whenever we were talking, he said he prefers traditional, like American traditional, and I don't want to force him to do mine because like mine are going to be games, anime.
No, I get that because there's one that I want to get. I'll talk about later, but
well, like Jess, she probably have to bleep that out. I don't know if she wants to be, but she's also in that same studio. She mainly focuses on cutesy games, stuff like that.
Then I might have to reach
So-
out to her if I want to do something like that.
Because that's what Josh told me. He said, because I got 2 of Jess's tattoos for the Black Friday, because they all had their own individual sheets.
And it was, what was it? Was it little ghost?
Yeah,
was it a ghost
I got
bat?
my bat, and then I got my cat ghost, and
Sorry, I apologize.
so he was like, "Oh, you got Jess's tattoos," and I was like, "Yeah, I just think they're really adorable." And like honestly, I was just like, "I want them all. I want a lot of them."
Can I get the whole sheet?
Yeah, I will pay extra for all of them. I will take you guys can take turns, just tag in, tag out. I don't care.
All of them
fill it
at
up.
once on one arm, just
Fill it up.
going for it.
So, well, honestly, the bat, I wasn't even sure where to get this. I wasn't sure to get any of them, like either of them. So,
Well, I know you were weary about your arm because you were working at the medical place at that
they don't care about tattoos. The one girl has a full sleeve. Like they weren't.
I guess some places are a little more.
Yeah, they don't
Sorry,
care
I was
about them.
basing it off the places we worked at where they
Yeah.
were like, you can't have tattoo showing.
Yeah, I had to wear a Band-Aid over my wrist and I looked like I was self-harming.
It's the elephant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looked like she had problems because she had a Band-Aid on her wrist
Um,
all the time.
Like every day, and the people that came in every day were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like,
I promise it's
Yeah.
not anything.
I just have a tattoo.
It's a tattoo.
But so she did the cutesy ones, and I was like, "Oh, I'll decide on those two." And it was between him and James, and my mom knows James.
James was the one that did this.
Yeah, and my mom knows him, so it was between his and her sheet, and I was like, okay, I'll just full send. I'll do those two. And then he was talking to me. He's like, yeah, she prefers to do that, and I was like, oh, like what are your preferred ones if I was to come back to you? And he was like, oh, I prefer traditional, and I was like, I gotta breathe out. I mean, he's like, no, it's fine. Like I'll do other stuff, and I was like, but you don't like.
Yeah, I mean, if you prefer something, you prefer something.
Like you want to do it in your style because, like, obviously, a lot of his sheets probably gonna start being more American traditional. And here I
Did
am.
he have a sheet?
He does
I don't remember. That was
For Black Friday?
That was a long time ago.
for Black Friday. He did.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
He had his own sheet, but like his were very like American traditional. But like whenever he starts posting on his social medias, he's probably gonna start leaning more towards American traditional because that's what a lot of them like to do.
But yeah, so like this was the only one that didn't have a meaning. Like this one, was like, it's unfortunate because they're all like, not unfortunate, but they all are like very sad stories behind them.
You're gonna have to get laser tattoo removal.
I know. They're all sad stories. Like, this was something sad. This one, funny story actually. This was a I have it in the back of my phone. It was a what are these called? A fortune from Panda Express.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Wait,
So,
was I there when you got that one?
This was back. This is back. We were living with each other at this point, but it was one of the very first ones I had got, and it was during one of like the harder parts of like what I was going through. And when I got this, like I was struggling a little bit, and I got this, and it was like what I needed at that moment. And I've had this for like 3 years now.
Funny enough, I have one in my phone too. Let me find it. I don't want to flash my ID.
Flash your credit card information.
No. This one is, you will have good luck in your personal affairs. And I was like, hell yeah. I'm gonna have.
I guess I should say for people that are listening, it says, without you in it, the world will be a less friendly place.
And it's a little Panda Express.
It's literally a Panda Express. And I love
Shout out Panda.
I love explaining it to people because they're like, oh, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's a Panda Express Fortune. But like,
I love Fortune cookies.
It was during like a really like tough part, and it kept me going for a bit. I mean, obviously I'm still here, so I mean it made the thing. But I've kept it for the last 3 years, and I was like, I want to get that, tattooed on, and I got it on my bicep here. And funny story here at work, we had Panda Express for a company lunch. I didn't get the same one. But one of my coworkers, he was like, look at the I'm like, what fortune did you get? And he read it off, and I was like, he goes, there's no way. And I'm like, what are the chances, like 3 years later, for someone that I work with in the same office,
that's funny,
to get that fortune? So it was just super like baffling to me because, like, obviously a lot of fortunes are the same thing. Yeah. And there's a lot of duplicates. I've had duplicates before, but I've never seen this one duplicate.
I've never seen that one either. Except the time you got it.
To see it 3 years down the line in the same company that I work at with my friend was super cool to see. And I was like, yeah, look, that's what I got. And then they made a joke. I had read my fortune. Like, you gonna get that one tattooed too? Yes. And I was like, no, I'm okay. I like the one that I have. And then obviously the cross. But like I don't want to give too much of the meaning because they're sad stories, and I don't want to get all depresso on the
Mine have absolutely no meaning. We'll go from your depression to me being like, I like this. I thought it was cool. I thought
this was cool.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's literally how most of mine are.
I think because my goal is to get this done. I just want to get my arm done. But like once the arm is done, I think I'm gonna stop. I think.
I don't want any more arm. I want a hand tattoo, but like I don't know what field I'm gonna stay with. Obviously if this blows up, I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want.
You hear that? Blow us up. Let us live off of this.
Let me get my tattoos that I want. No.
Yeah.
Well, the one company that I used to work for, you're not allowed face tattoos, and you'd expect it being the company I worked at. You think they'd be like okay with face tattoos?
Those math heads, I'm telling you.
And the ones people,
I've seen someone there with a face tattoo.
Whenever I was still working there, they said no, but because the guy was super nice, and I was like, hey, just so you know, like I don't want to get your hopes up, but your face tattoos might be a deal breaker because they're getting more lenient with the tattoos because before you weren't allowed to have any visible tattoos, no piercings. That's when I started, you basically weren't allowed to have piercings, so. They changed it from no tattoos, you're allowed to have some, to no piercings, to then, like, this was, like, last year. They finally changed the piercing rule.
Yeah.
But then...
the piercing rules are, like, more enforced, especially with, like, food.
I don't know why.
Face stuff.
Well, like, my nose piercings...
out, I guess.
My nose piercings have never once fell out in someone's taco.
I know, and it's one of those things that...
Burrito, or...
You can't say
hoagie.
That. You can't... Oh.
Pizza. I'm naming off food. I'm not
Chicken
naming...
sandwich, burger.
My McDonald's fry. Falls out. No, I didn't.
Imagine going to eat a McDonald's fry and it's just a diamond stud in it. Like...
Think they're a real diamond?
Not at McDonald's.
God.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, my arm is the only... I love to see it. If I can't see it, like... That's why this one here, I forget that I have half the time because I don't see it. unless I, am going to take a shower. It's the only time I ever see it. So like, I want to have something I can see. Like, I want to get ones. So like now I'm getting to the part of like where I want to get ones that are just from things that I like.
That's what I'm doing.
So like, I want to get one of. It's a How I Met Your Mother themed one.
Oh,
it's the blue.
The trumpet.
Is it trumpet?
No, it's the
blue
horn?
trombone.
I think it's the horn.
Shoot, what is it called?
I think isn't it a horn? Like the circular one? Or is it?
I forget what it's called.
Is it a trumpet?
How I Met Your Mother. Blue French horn.
I told you it's horn.
Yes. So like the blue French horn and then the yellow umbrella. I want to have those two
cute.
Incorporated into the one. Just because I love that show. And I think I might put that like right here. But that one I want color.
Yeah,
so
have to.
That'll be my first color one that I get.
I was say you're gonna have to.
Like that, and then there's a couple others, but like it's just money. They're not cheap.
No.
This one was $400.
Oh yeah,
like,
for all that shading.
Yeah, no.
Wait, so we'll go through my tattoos. So obviously I have my little elephant, and then I have a little bat.
Little bat.
I'm not going through chronological order, obviously. I'm going through as I remember them.
She's going in chronological order.
No, I'm not. And then I have my bee. And that's
the matching one.
That's a matching tattoo with my best friend. And then I have
whatever.
Sorry. And then I have a tree on my ribs here. Mm-hmm. And then I have a Latin quote across the right side of my ribs.
Oh, that's right. I forget to yeah.
And that one is the stars incline us, they don't define us, which I thought was really cool. I really liked it. It is in cursive. And I was like, we ballin'. I know it's not going to look great when I'm...
We ballin'.
I know it's not going to look great when I'm like 50, but like...
We ballin'. What do you mean?
They're not going to look amazing when I'm 50 anyways. So I was like, I don't care that much.
We ballin'.
And then I have my butt tattoo, which is Rodney.
The butt tattoo.
The Bronchiosaurus. I love him.
See, I love the idea of getting a butt tattoo just for the joke.
I love it.
Just for the sake of saying I have a butt tattoo. But I feel like I would have to go to a tattoo shop that's not here.
Oh, I didn't even care.
I wouldn't go to like my tattoo shop here.
I pulled my pants down.
Can I get a butt tattoo? Because I don't think I can show my face there again.
I didn't even care. It was a woman who did mine. And
that's the thing. I don't want a woman to do mine, but I also don't want a guy to do mine either.
Well,
can I do it
for
myself?
reference? So for reference,
Give me the needle.
I asked a tattoo artist what was one of his most painful tattoos, because like he had his scalp tattooed and the rest of his body. So I was like, okay, which one hurt the most? Because like I had probably just gotten this one because my elephant was my first one and then my tree was my second one. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I was asking around, or I think I only had the elephant at this point. Uh-huh. And I was like, what was one of your most painful tattoos? And he said, my butt. And I was like, your butt?
And you're like, challenge accepted.
Yeah. So obviously I go and I get my elephant, and that one didn't hurt. I was like, all right, cool, Gucci gang.
Especially right here on the wrist.
Yeah, it felt tingly. It felt like whenever your foot falls asleep. That's all it felt like.
Yeah.
None of my tattoos have hurt.
Like you're just dragging a needle along the skin.
None of mine have hurt.
Like,
I could have fallen asleep during every single one of mine. And then I got my rib tattoo a year after. Oh, I got this one when I was 15. I was turning 16. I know.
She was underage.
They didn't care. They were like, oh, that's cool. You're turning 16 this year. So yeah, so they didn't even care. So they let me get it. So I was like, we ballin'. And that one
911. I just typed
a calculator.
I just typed 911 into the
dial.
I just typed 911 into the calculator. Like I was full set on. I'm just gonna go home.
Call it quits.
Now it's just the blonde.
The blonde. The bleach is seeping in.
It's just one blonde.
I'm leaving. The bleach is seeping in. Finally. So I got my second tattoo as my rib, and at this point, it was obviously my second tattoo, and he didn't see. Like, you can't really see my wrist unless you're really looking for it. Mm-hmm. And he's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, why? And he was like, you don't need a break or anything? I went, no, you can keep going. For my rib. And he was like, really? This doesn't hurt? And I was like, no, just keep going. Like,
did I say stop?
Well, I was wearing a sweater, and it was in it was like February. And so the tattoo parlor was hot, and so I was like sweating, and I was like, man, I shouldn't have wore the sweater. So I'm like, hurry up, I'm sweating down over here. This place hot. I'm baking. I was like, you're about to get some sweaty BO in your face if you don't hurry up. I was like, I'm sweating balls.
You better hurry.
So then I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Like, that didn't hurt. So I made it my mission to get the most
painful tattoo you possibly can get.
So then finally, I was like, okay, let's go get the booty cheek tattoo. So I got Rodney, my Brontosaurus.
The dinosaur, yes, okay.
So I got him finally, and didn't hurt at all. And she was like, you're sitting so much better than the frat boys that came in the day before. Ooh. And I was like, they didn't sit well. This doesn't hurt. And she was like, that's not what they were saying yesterday. And I was like, well, I
can't say that. Whoops.
I was like, yeah, baller.
What can I say? I'm a baller.
So then after this point, I don't know what the order is. So then I got
tattoos.
Yeah, I don't remember. I know I got this as my first. That's it. And this is my second. After that, I don't know. So then I got my other rib tattoo, and I thought it was, I was like, I like this. This is cool. I was like, I'm going to live by this mantra for the rest of my life. Like my little Latin phrase, and I'm not going to try to say it because I don't want to be butchering it.
Latin right now.
I'm not going to butcher it. No.
Say it.
So.
She's a wimp.
He was like, oh, you don't need to tap out or anything? I was like, no, just keep going. I was like, just grind on into my ribs like you always do.
I say to stop. I'll tell you when to stop when I say stop.
For real. So then, and then I have my back tattoo that goes down my spine. And that one is like, it's half circle with like little waves in it. Ugh. I didn't sign up for the ASMR.
Welcome to the Blonde Chronicles ASMR video. That's when you start whispering into the mic. I hate hearing it. I hate hearing it knowing it's myself. I guess that's really...
It's this. Little half circles with a wave, and it's eventually all waves settle, which is the meaning behind it.
Gotcha. Does it go like down the spine?
Yeah, it goes down. So like it goes like this, but obviously the right way.
Oh, okay, cool.
So like all of them, it's like this and then goes down with all the circles.
That's what I thought.
So it goes down my spine. He was digging into my spine, and I like obviously I didn't write the quote on it, but that one, I think that's the only one that has like a genuine like meaning that is outside of a game.
Just I wanted to get it look cool.
Yeah, like all the other ones.
I forgot. Back on the topic of us getting matching ones, it was gonna be the some security breach. The sun and the moon guy.
Oh yeah,
you were
I love that.
I was gonna get the other one. I totally forgot about
I love
that.
the sun and the moon guy.
It just popped in my head.
They should even like
I think I just rewatched that video.
Oh god.
Like just like to go back.
We did so bad at that.
We had our attempt at beating Five Nights at Freddy's
We did not.
security breach.
We
didn't even get like halfway through the game. And
we didn't even get a quarter.
We got like 6 hours in.
Yeah.
I gave up on it. But sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. It's just that reminded me what we had talked about getting in the past.
Well, I guess the quote has a meaning as well, but
yeah.
But so, out of like all the other ones I had, like that one came. I think that my back tattoo came for that one, so we'll go with that. So I got that one, and I was just laying there because obviously you have to lay on your back. So I'm just laying there chilling, and he's like, "Do you want to tap out?" And I was like, "No."
Did I say I want to tap out?
And he's like, "Are you sure you're okay? Because like I'm right on your vertebrae, bro." And I was like, "Yeah, just keep going." I was like, "Stop asking if I need to stop." I was like, "I'm fine." So then we move on towards my leg, which is like one of my favorites. I love my leg, and I can't wait to finish it. But I keep getting tattoos everywhere else. Keep getting tattoos everywhere else. So then I have my cat right above my knee.
The little ghost cat.
No, my ghost cat's towards my foot. I have my black cat.
Okay, never mind. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I have a black cat with the quote that your atoms are monstrous existence, which is from the game Night in the Woods.
Yes, okay.
And
you refreshing my memory here.
So the quote is a part of like a whole monologue from the Sky Cat, and he's talking about how like us living beings are destroying the earth, and that's why our atoms are a monstrous existence, because we're killing the earth. Mm-hmm. We're not helping it. We're making it so much worse.
Yeah, you hear that?
So I really like that quote, and that quote has always stuck with me. And like a lot of people don't understand it. Yeah. I personally don't get it, but I guess out of context it doesn't make sense to people. I don't know. But at the same time, it's not their tattoo. It doesn't have to make sense for everyone else.
It's not yours, it's mine.
And
if you know the meaning, you can ask me.
So I love that quote from that game. I loved
What
it.
game was it again? Into the Woods?
Yeah, or Night in the Woods?
Night in the Woods. Night in the Woods.
Into the
I know
Woods?
what game you're talking about.
Right.
Into the unknown. It's not that, but dude.
Is it Into the Woods or Night in the Woods?
Night in the Woods, I believe. Into the Night in the Woods.
Night in the Woods.
Into the Night in the Woods. We'll just combine it. Yeah.
And there's little May. Love May. I love this game. This game is so wholesome.
I think I watched Jack's the other guy play that game.
Yeah, I loved it. And I love the Sky Cat. I love the game. I think it's just such a great, wholesome game. If you haven't played it, play it. I love that game.
Yeah.
So I got that one. And then I have Jigglypuff, which is obviously my favorite Pokemon. I love that one.
You had got that one when we weren't talking.
Yeah, I think so.
We weren't friends at that point, so I didn't know you had it until we became friends again. Watch the last video to get the context behind that. But
yeah, so I finally decided to pull the trigger on that one because that was going to be my butt tattoo to begin with.
Jigglypuff?
Yeah, I was going to get Jigglypuff on my butt instead, but I wanted to put more detail into it, and I just didn't want to be like a little tiny, like no detailed.
The whole cheek is just Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff and Kirby.
Imagine explaining that to your tattoo artist.
I want
So hear
Jigglypuff
me
in
out.
one.
I want a butt tattoo, and
They probably heard weirder
I want a
things.
butt tattoo, and I want Jigglypuff and
One
and
cheek.
Kirby.
One cheek.
Like,
and then the other cheek.
all, like standing together, kind of
No.
part. No,
cheek.
one and one, like hand palm size. No, the whole thing.
I want their eyes, the center of my cheek. I
just
want
like,
I want Kirby's mouth, just my whole butt cheek.
There's something that leads me to believe that that's been done before.
It probably is. There's weird tattoos out there. So I eventually got Jigglypuff that I love. I've been trying to pull the trigger on that one for like ever, and I kept postponing it. And then that's why I got it on my calf instead of my butt cheek, because
I don't want to look at
I like that one. I like that Kirby.
this one.
Devil Kirby.
Devil Kirby.
I like Devil Kirby.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna look at these.
Devil
pictures.
Kirby.
Yep, no, we'll look at that later.
So then finally, I was like, we're going to do it. I was like, I'm tired of postponing my girl Jigglypuff. So I finally got Jigglypuff.
Good.
And then we have my cupcake from FNAF.
I didn't know you had that.
Oh, I thought are you sure?
Yeah, no, I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, so I have a cupcake from FNAF. And it's not colored the right way.
Wait,
but
no, I think you did mention this to me when we were talking about that movie.
I think so. As I said, there's no way I didn't tell you
Sorry,
about it.
My memory bank is just non-existent at this point.
I would say there's no way.
Because you're telling me these things, and I know that I knew about these tattoos.
And you're like, what?
But I'm like, what? And then the more you explain it, the more I'm like, wait, I remember hearing that detail in that story.
Oh, my
Yeah,
butt
no,
tattoo
okay.
is also a matching tattoo, before I forget.
Is it?
One of my friends, we didn't get it at the same time, but I got it, and his sister was doing tattoos at his house, and he's like, my sister wants to tattoo me. What should I get? And I was like, Rodney.
Dinosaur.
So he got it on his left cheek, same position, same
so
tattoo.
funny.
So we also have matching tattoos, and I was like, every time you look at your booty cheek, you gotta remember me if we ever stop being friends. And he was like, oh, but my last two tattoos is the ghost cat, and then I have Flowey from Undertale.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I have that one in color, so that one's always up for debate, as if it's a Mario.
Mario. Well, Mario flowers are.
I don't think it looks the same, but
No, they don't.
I
I was
wanted-
gonna say, how do you has someone mistaken it
yes,
for?
multiple times. I don't know, and
But the Mario.
I have it in-
flowers
like,
the
I have
Mario-
it-
The Mario flowers are red
I don't know.
and blue.
I have it in yellow and green. Obviously, yellow for the flower, in green, and this was like a fan art.
So here's a picture of Flowey. Here's a picture of a Mario flower.
Tell us the
Something
difference.
doesn't add up.
Tell us the difference. But I've had it mistaken a lot of times. A lot of people be like, yeah, I like your Mario tattoo. And I'm like,
Once again, Flowey, Mario flower.
and the one I did, it was like a fan art idea of Flowey in color. And because I wanted to try to get color. And that was my first in color tattoo, was my Flowey tattoo. So I got
Mario flower.
it in my Mario flower. I got it in yellow for the flower
That's one
and then
game I
green
still
for the
wanna
leaves.
play.
Undertale?
I never played it. Never played it. I never watched anybody play it. because I wanted to experience it for myself.
Oh, I love it.
I have it. I bought it.
I want to get sands and I don't know. Correct me. Papyrus. I love them. I love sands. I love papyrus. Papyrus is such a cute, wholesome.
Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll do a playthrough of Undertale.
Oh my god, that's gonna take a couple hours. I think
That's
at least.
fine.
At least.
We have time.
Because like the ones I've seen are like parts. There's like a couple hour parts, but also there are multiple endings.
I know that.
So I think that's why.
Like, depending on what you do, will change.
Yeah, you can have like a true like
true pacifist, true.
They have like a neutral path.
Yeah,
and that's like that's if you
murder everybody path.
Yeah, chaotic evil.
Chaotic path. Yeah.
But like I love that game, and I was like, I'm gonna get Flowey, and everyone's like, why'd you get Flowey? And I was like,
why not?
Because I like his.
Like I've never understood the people that'll sit there and be like, why would you get that tattooed? Because for one, it's either one, something that has a meaning, or two, it's something I just enjoy.
Oh, I like his character.
Yeah, like I don't get the people that sit there and like, I don't understand why you would get that. Because it's something that I enjoy. Like what's
well, if you pay attention to the game, you see his character arc. Like he starts off as you thinking he's a friend, and then you figure out why he's not a friend.
Yeah.
Like I won't spoil it, but like you find out, and you kind of like are like, dang.
Yeah.
And I liked
it. It frustrates me when people were just like, just get upset because you have tattoos to begin with.
Well, did I ever tell you? I don't know if I told you about this one. So, hold on before I rip the cord out. So I was talking to a coworker, and I was like, yeah, I have a spine tattoo. She looked at me and she was like, how are you supposed to get an epidural? And I was like,
let me just take this in while you say this because I'm so confused.
And I don't know how that would affect it because my skin is still the same. It's still skin at the end of the day. And it's probably because like I don't know about giving epidurals or obviously receiving epidurals, but they prefer not to do it on tattooed skin. I'm assuming just like any other like venipuncture or shot.
Do it like lower too, but
it's kind of low. It's like it's like a quarter of the way up your back, I think, because they show like a tube down your back. Still. But regardless, it's still skin, and I know they like to moderate to see if, because they don't like doing these things under tattoos, hematomas, bruising, and I understand that they don't like to. And hematoma, you obviously
just go for it.
Hematoma, obviously, you can't work around because it's hematoma, but it's a tattoo that you can still work with the skin. And it's just, I get it, they're monitoring the infection, the bruising, and all of that, but it's not going to prevent me from getting one. And also, I was like, not that it's anyone's business, but I don't want to get one. I was like, I already have back problems, so why would I want to worsen it by getting an epidural? Also, who says I'm having kids? Who says I can have children? I was like, this is quite presumptuous.
You should have called her out for that.
I should have started crying, like I'm infertile.
I probably won't keep this in because it's a little
racy,
a little graphic. But it was like if I had 9 lives, I would like shoot myself in the head in front of rude people. Like anytime anybody's rude to you, just
I get that. I would too.
And I kind of agree with that.
I would too. Being people's karma.
Like imagine just you have 9 lives. And someone's being rude to you. You're just like, I'm done. And just do it.
Yeah. Might as well.
But then I was reading comments. I'm like, knowing me, I'd lose count. Like,
dislikes.
Like, you're like, wait, was I on 7 or 8?
We ballin'.
And then you gone.
Ballin'.
Like, that would be my luck. I would lose count.
I would risk it. Just to traumatize someone, I would risk it. My last life.
Wait, am I on 8 or 9? Because if you have 9, you can get 8 out.
Yeah.
Just don't go past that because
this is your last one.
You're just marking a tally.
Yeah. Just have a permanent tattoo.
You just tattoo like every time, just tally mark.
I would.
Oh my gosh. I just thought it was really funny. I'm like, that would be kind of, just imagine that though. Like
the look.
The trauma, like they would never bully anybody again in their lives.
Well, like my thing is, why why don't you reflect upon yourself to the point where you're like, I'm being genuinely awful.
Because
they could.
Some people don't realize that they're being awful. Some people are just genuinely awful people by just default.
I don't understand because
not by default. But people are just rude.
Granted, I've done awful things too. I've not had my best moments, but as I've matured,
you learned from it, right?
Yeah, as I've matured, I've looked back, and there are some times where I'm like, damn, I really wish I could stop. You know, I wish I could have prevented that. There's
definitely I've been in the same boat.
As a person, you obviously do bad things, but to continuously into adult, you're telling me you're 40, still being awful. Shame.
Working in customer service
makes you see the worst of people.
For one, makes you see the worst of people, and for two, shows you who was actually raised correctly.
Yeah.
Or has been, working in that field that you've worked at.
Yeah.
Working in retail, food, both similar things. But you can tell the people that have worked in that and have not.
Yeah.
Because there's a very fine line of respectful and disrespectful. And it's just you see people that don't care, or they treat you like garbage. You've never been in this line of work before.
Yeah. Every time I go through a drive-through, when I'm done with my order, whenever I order, I'll say, whatever I'm getting, thank you. Is that everything? Yes, thank you. Pull around, thank you.
Yeah,
and then I'll go to the window. They'll be like, $6.15. Thank you. Hand them my card. Thank you.
That's common sense, common courtesy.
Gives me my card back. Thank you. Gives me my drink. Thank you. Gives me my food. Thank you.
It's not that hard to say.
And if they don't say it, have a good day as I'm taking my food, and then I drive around. And this is another thing. I don't stay in their drive-thru because I know the times matter.
Yeah.
I grab my food, I yank it like a little raccoon. It's my last meal. I yank it, throw it in my car, and then I drive away. Because you have times to withhold.
Yeah.
You can't be 6 minutes in the drive-thru. Also, another thing. Why does it take you 15 minutes to order? That's a red flag. That is a red flag.
I won't go to a place if I don't know what the menu is. And if I don't know what the menu is, I will look it up before I go to that place.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I understand some people don't have access to that. But
there are... But no, if you don't know, go inside.
Yeah.
There is no place on Earth that you can't go inside. Besides, I think Sonic. And I don't even think that's every Sonic.
I don't know.
Because the one Sonic I went to, I went to one Sonic, and it was only drive-thru. I don't think you could go inside.
I'm pretty sure all Sonics are like that, though.
So only Sonic. And I had crappy service, so I didn't research it. I just looked at something. I went,
yeah,
that's what I'm getting.
So, it's such all these simple things. And, granted, there are a lot of people that know this, but, they're just the ones that just don't have any respect.
This could be their third. This could be literally their last
some people get treated like absolute garbage.
Oh, yeah.
Especially working in food. I have been.
Yeah.
And it's so bad because I know there are people that you say one mean thing. That's that's it.
They're quitting.
They don't need much to quit.
They're quitting.
You get that one last thing in. I can't tell you the countless times at the job that we worked at together that I've been yelled at. My last week there, I had a full-out argument with somebody because he over something completely stupid that wasn't even our fault.
Oh yeah.
And it was great because at that point I was already in the management position. And
you want to talk to a manager? I am the manager. I
sat there with the biggest smile on my face, and I had this conversation. He's yelling at me. I'm sitting there just smiling, explaining what we can do for him. He wasn't happy with what I could tell that it was visibly making him angry that I wasn't sitting there yelling at him back because I have the respect to know I am one, still working a job, and for two, I can't just go and yell at you because you're yelling at me. That doesn't make it okay. I still have a job. I could lose my job if I yell at you. But it was he yelled at me, did all this stuff and everything, and he left. He said, I'll be back or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I said, okay, fine, get out. It was during a busy time too, so we had a line in front.
Oh, you probably had it.
And they're watching it happen. They're watching it. Mm-hmm. And they watched him leaving. You can tell they were super happy that he left.
Yeah.
And then he calls back and he's like, he goes, hey, he wanted a refund for food that was missing. It wasn't missing. He got the wrong thing.
Understandable.
Long story short, I understand that. But we can't just give a refund for $50 worth of food if you don't have the food to get back. It's kind of just common sense. Like, you didn't need the food, bring it back.
That depends on company to company.
That is different.
That's company to company.
Depending on the size, like, if it was just one meal, it would have been different. But
also, why are you taking it home and not willing to bring it back? Yeah. That's something I never understood.
He lived 20 minutes away. He said this 20 separate times in the argument that we had.
I hated that argument all the time.
But like he goes, hey, so if you're telling me if I bring in my food, you will give me a refund
without a problem.
I said yes, 100%. He goes, okay, I'm gonna go take my food out of the trash and be back. I said okay.
Cool. Why would you waste food?
So it was 8. So we closed at 9:00.
So you're telling me this man paid $50 for food and wasted it?
Yep.
There was not a single thing that this man liked in that bag.
Nope.
During this inflation, he just went.
Yeah. So.
Oh my goodness.
He goes, I'll be back. I said okay. He hung up. Didn't even give me a chance to say anything back. It was 8:30 at this point. We closed at 9. So he leaves. He lives 20 minutes away, give or take 5 minutes to get all the stuff out of the trash.
Oh God.
And I was like, please. I'm like, please show up at 9:00 because I will lock that door right in front of you and I won't care. I will get petty.
Point at your watch.
I will get petty if you don't want to get petty with me. But he never showed up. He never came back.
He probably ate it. That's the thing.
My guess is he got home and realized that it was right.
No, he probably ate it.
Yeah, either that or he realized it was right.
Because they do that all the time.
So, like, I was like, he never came back, but I was like, man, please, show up at 9:00. I will lock that door in front of you and be like, sorry, you got to come in tomorrow morning.
This one guy, he became kind of a frequent. He used to work at a car dealership. Mm-hmm. And he was repping that shirt. No shame. So, he placed a mobile order. And the mobile order is owned by the company, which means we are not able to touch it. We can't add anything on. We can't adjust anything. If you want to add something, you gotta add it. And if you want to take anything off, you have to call customer service for the company that I used to work at. So it was not easy if you didn't know. Like, obviously, if you want no lettuce, no whatever, no tomato, no sauce or whatever, you can say that. We'll try our best to remember to like not do that, because like at the end of the day, you are putting in the mobile order. You know what I mean? Like you are in charge. There is no reason it should be wrong. So to be fair, the app was glitchy. I will give people the benefit of the doubt with this one. The app was very glitchy. It didn't work. But so this man accidentally ordered 2 drinks. Oh my God. This man flipped. And I was like, hey, I'm really sorry, man. You're going to have to call like the customer service line, because there's a number. If you want to dispute it, you have to call them. Uh-huh. He is livid. I was like, you can either take the drink or you can call them. Like, I'm really sorry.
How much is the drink? $2?
At that point.
On average, $2?
At that point, it was only like $2.20.
Yeah, so on average, $2-3 a drink.
Yeah, and this was a large as well. Oh. So so that's why it was too much. That's why it was pricey.
I can't drink 2 large drinks.
That's why it's pricey. So
sorry, I'm
heart's palpitating.
Sorry.
So I was like, so you can either take it with you or you can call and be like, hey, can you just take it off? He went, no, you got to refund me. I was like, I can't. I will. If that drawer is short, I will get rode up, because that's coming from it's coming from our drawer, not the system that the app is run off of. Yeah. Because at least with the company that we worked at, it paired together. So if you gave a refund, it didn't mess with the drawers.
Which was nice.
But because of the company I worked at, you couldn't. You could not do this.
App or nothing.
So yeah, like either you have to call them and manhandle them, because you're not getting anything out of us. Like you can go to Mr.
And the thing is, like
Mr. Corporate himself, and he's gonna be like, no.
I've had that instance with the company you worked at.
Yeah.
I had ordered food. I did a mobile order.
Yeah.
It was all correct, but they didn't put something in my bag.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. Like it was something that I liked. I was a little upset. I'm like, okay, cool. But like I didn't know this until I got home. And then I was like, oh shoot, I didn't get my item. Literally, you go on the app, press probably for my order.
Yeah.
pick, especially if it's a mobile order, it'll lay it out for you.
Which item
you
are
say
you
it was
missing?
this order. What item was it? Oh, okay, cool. And within 2 days, it was like a $10 off coupon for the next time I went.
And like even then, they give you your money back if you really want it.
Yeah, like a lot of companies won't fight you over that stuff, especially if it's something small like one drink.
Well, the company I worked at, it was like basically whatever reason, you didn't even need a receipt.
Yeah.
And you could get a refund.
Yeah, like most companies are like
and
that.
then, but it got to the point where somebody would, like, there was people lying about it. So then you started.
They ruin it for everybody.
Yeah. And if it was like something bigger, like one of the larger things, larger menu items, they were like, it got to the point where they were like, hey, we're getting robbed. Like,
We need a receipt.
because there was a person who would come in every, I believe Sunday, because our boss was off every Sunday. He'd come in, or they would come in, and they would be like, hey, I came in like last week. Someone said I could come get it for free. So they were getting this large menu item every week.
Rigging the system.
And it got to the point where they were like, they never order here, because we would like call, like we would talk to everybody, and they'd be like, yep, nope, they weren't here.
No.
We don't remember this. No one called.
People like just treat it's like, it's unfortunate, but people will just treat fast food workers like garbage. Like, they look down on them because they're working at a fast food restaurant. Like,
They're the backbone of America.
My first job was McDonald's. That was my first job that I worked at, and I worked there for 8 months. And like,
backbone of America, guys.
I worked in the kitchen, but like, I saw how people just treated anybody, and it's so unfortunate because like, a lot of times there are people that are just trying to make it, like, trying to have some sort of money.
Yeah.
Granted, there are some people that just are just kind of just there, but a lot of times there's someone, like, we had a lot of kids, like teenagers. Like,
Yeah.
it's their first job. They're doing school. They're working a job.
Yeah.
And like, they get treated like garbage. It's like they're literally going to school, and then they come here.
They're
and
14.
Work. They're 14, 15
They're
years
14.
old. They just had 8 hours at school.
Yeah.
They had an hour in between when they got off school, and now they work a 5-hour shift. Like, they're trying. It's not like they're kids going out and doing whatever. They're here working a job. So like, people just look down, especially on fast food. I noticed that a lot, especially working. Our place is a little more high end.
Yeah.
So like, but still, you can tell people were like,
I continuously got the, like, because I used to work in mornings, and because I did cyber for a while, and they'd be like, oh, these kids don't want to work. And I was like, I'm one of these kids. I am working. Like, and
granted, yes, there are a lot of kids that.
And I was like, I don't have anyone to pay my bills. I was like, are you gonna pay my bills? And I've had a gun, or a guy pull.
Get a gun?
I had a guy pull a gun on me. Kind of. He flashed it. He had
That's a threat.
He had a concealed carry, and he was like, do you take military discount? I went, no, I'm sorry, we don't. He went, how about now? And I was like, still no. I was like, you can shoot me for it though.
No, I won't forget. It's another gun story. I had that. We were taking orders, and I'm out there, talking with a guy, and he's just sitting there on his lap, just here, and he just has a gun just on his lap. And and it wasn't like covered. It was just right in the lap. Care. Very visible.
They don't care.
And I'm like on the headset, I'm like, hey, by the way, just so you guys know, this guy has a gun that's like right out in his lap. Not saying that he's gonna do anything, but like, just so
no one's alarmed.
Just so you're aware that there is a gun.
No one's so brazen about pulling it out. You know what I mean? Like, it's a conceal.
Like, you're not supposed to be like that.
It's a conceal to carry. You're supposed to conceal it.
Yeah, like,
that's the part of the conceal.
Gosh, I could go on like hours of just how I've been treated like garbage.
Yeah, obviously.
And like, it's so bad because
that's a red flag itself. Treating customer
service like garbage. Like, I think every person should work.
Yeah.
At a customer, like, not a customer service, but like a fast food restaurant.
That's customer service.
Yeah.
Because retail is just as bad, if not worse.
You need to work a customer service job for at least 6 months.
Yeah, like
you need to experience what we experience, because you need to be a
lowly worker like we once were.
That have never worked a day in their lives are the ones that are just completely.
They work. It's just they have nicer. They have nicer jobs.
There's different.
Yeah.
One that I remember vividly was the place you worked at. You have breakfast and you have a lunchtime.
Yeah.
10:30 hits.
Yeah. It's going in the trash. Gone.
Like there's
Go
no
to the
like,
trash.
literally like you hit 10:30 for one, you can't order on the mobile app after that point.
Yeah. Well, it cuts you off.
You can't do
like
that.
10 minutes
and then
before.
We will mark waste and get rid of it. There's like we don't waste time when it comes to breakfast because you have to get into a lunch mode rather quickly.
Oh yeah. So that line.
So like it was like 10:35. Guy pulls up. I have a mobile order.
I hated that.
I pulled the mobile order.
I hated that so much.
It was a breakfast order. And I went, okay, so I'm like, so we stopped serving breakfast at 10:30, so we don't have any of this stuff available. And he goes, well, I placed it on the app.
It's gone.
And I was like, yes,
on the app itself, it tells you to get in before.
You have to get here before 10:30 or we don't have it. He goes, but I already placed it, so you should have it.
No.
I'm like, we don't see that until you get to the restaurant.
If you put it for front counter, yes.
Yeah, that's different. He was I'm like, if you don't like.
Well, no, that's what I always tell them. I'm like, if you put it on front counter, your food might be cold, but it will be there.
He's getting mad at me. I'm like, we just don't have it. He goes, but I placed it. I'm like, yeah, we don't see that until you get here. Until you check in, we don't see it. So he's getting mad at me. So you're telling me you don't have it? I said, no. And he goes, F you. And he freaking floors it out forward. Oh, no, sorry. There's another part to this. He goes, I'm a doctor. He goes, I left work early for lunch so that I can get the breakfast from here, and you're telling me I can't have it. I'm like, oh, a doctor. My bad. Let me get you your breakfast. Let me go
dig it out of the trash.
Some fresh eggs real quick.
Let me dig it out of the trash.
Like, no, he's like, I'm a doctor, and I left early to come get this.
The eggs took so long to make.
What is you saying you're a doctor gonna change my mind? I can't give you food that we don't have. We're on lunch now, big dog.
Yeah. Like I don't know. They're crazy.
He says F you, floors it forward. Little does he know, there was already someone in line. So he got stuck. So you know what he does? He reverses it out the drive-thru. And then as he reversed it out, swears at me again in the speaker as he passes by. And I was like, I wish we had his name. Because it was a mobile order. I wanted to find his doctor's office.
No.
I wanted to find this man. Because I would have went, and I would have been a patient to this guy, and then I would have made an appointment, and I would have showed up 5 minutes late to the appointment.
Well, they're usually pretty.
I know. I'm just
an hour late.
Yeah, like, and then be like, well, I had my appointment scheduled. You should see me.
You should reserve my spot.
Oh my gosh,
that's not how that works.
We never found him though, and I'm very upset. I wish I would have, but like,
what if he wasn't a doctor and you lied about it?
Maybe he wasn't. He might. Maybe that's why I didn't find him.
One of my favorite, like this one isn't a yelling story. This one's just funny. So you know the parking lot to get into my past job, right?
Yes.
Like the little weird turn.
Yeah.
So
I hate that turn.
He was driving. This guy was driving a company car. He clipped the sidewalk rather hard. It sounded like a car crash because of how big the car was.
Last job too.
So
we had a curb counter.
Yeah. So
wasn't that hard to miss?
So he clips it. He comes to the drive-thru and he's like, "Hey, I think I broke your curb really bad." Or no, it's either that or like the yellow cone or like the yellow pole. He hit one of those two things. And I went, "Not my curb." And then he starts laughing and he went, "Not my car." I think this man annihilated his rims and he just went, not my car. And I started laughing and I was like, touche. And he was like, "It's not a problem then." And I was like, I mean, you can file a claim, but that's about it.
That's fantastic.
But a lot of people don't file the claim.
Yeah.
Because it's too much work just to be like, I hit the curb.
Insurance is ridiculous.
Some guy hit the side of the store.
How?
He drove too close to the side of the wall.
I've almost done that. I can't say
and
I've almost done that.
He clipped his window and that was it. And then he filed a formal claim for his insurance. And then someone else ran over the curb and smacked into the building itself and shifted the foundation.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Yeah. He definitely did. Like the door, because the women's room door was like closest to that. And the women's room door wouldn't shut because bricks were pushed out and like the tiles were falling and it was really funny. So
that man just really.
well, he was like it was like a 16-year-old or something. It was like someone learning or 18-year-old.
First time driving.
Yeah.
Imagine first
With
time driving
Meemaw in
smashes into a building and shifts the foundation.
Yeah, with Meemaw in the passenger seat. Freaking the camera footage was really funny because it just went boink, and I was like,
that was my favorite part of the job because
the camera footage.
Anytime anything ever happened, especially when I was in the position I could do it, I just go back there, rewind the cameras, and take a video of the camera footage. My favorite was you and Liv with the bird.
Don't bring up the bird.
With the bird. You want to tell the story? It was your story. I'll let you tell it.
So me and a fellow coworker,
Liv, shout out.
Liv, laugh, love. We're opening the one morning, and the window was open, and a bird flew in and nose dived us, and it's just us two alone up front, and we're like, "There's a bird, there's a bird," and the bird is just going ham. And the sad thing is, this isn't my first time being attacked by a bird either. Or any winged animal, because I've been attacked by a bat. I've been attacked by multiple birds. I just can't get away from the birds.
The birds are coming for her.
Yeah, like I know obviously a bat isn't a bird, but I've been attacked by bat, birds.
Flying creatures.
I'm on their list. I'm on their hit list.
Number 1, Willow.
It's just a picture. But yeah, so I was attacked by a bird with poor Liv, and we both were just screaming.
And there was it eventually got out.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Because you guys opened that side door.
I think so. And we tried to.
Liv said it touched her hand or something. Because I know she ran away and slammed her hip into the barrier where you wait behind the line. That was
funny.
Oh my gosh, I have so much.
There was also a video of me falling in the kitchen before as well.
Oh my god,
that one was not, because I didn't tell anyone about it because there was a catering. And the person that did something didn't read the numbers right, so we needed stat.
Which happened very often.
Stat number of items made. And so I ran and I slipped on a fruit and I went...
Gone.
And I went down in a freaking...
I have so much footage of me specifically falling.
I think me and you were very equal for falling a lot.
I remember one vividly was it was the one evening we were working, and person drove off. Left,
the milkshake incident.
He forgot his milkshake.
That one was good.
And I, being me where I worked, I was just I went that extra step for everybody. I did not. But this one's he had stopped down the road to look at his stuff. It's okay, cool. I can run out this milkshake to him. Little did I know, the side door where we go out was just freshly mopped. We did in fact have non-slip shoes on. They don't work.
They didn't help that much.
Any
I've
water?
slipped so many times.
Gone. But I had the milkshake in my hand. And I start running. I'm okay, shoot, this guy is I gotta hurry up. So I'm running. You just see me slip on my back. Milkshake high up. Still had it, never dropped it. I got back up. That
was slick.
I sprinted out that door and got it.
That was really slick.
The only thing is I never gave him a straw.
No, that's fine. He can use a spoon.
But he got his milkshake. Oh my gosh.
There's also a lot of footage of me and the cooler, in particular lemonade.
Oh God.
And the one time I was in with it, and the one, remember the one
wonky shelf.
Yeah, the one wonky shelf. It went.
Yeah, you just touched it too heavy. It was perfect for what you put on it.
It was supposed to be. It's supposed to have been fixed. I put the beverage on the shelf. I turned around. Whoosh, and it's just me standing like this at the door. And at one point, I just...
Because you hear that sound, and that sound
I've had to clean that cooler floor more times than anyone has ever cleaned that floor. And it was still sticky because, there's only so much you can do. Yeah. Because there's so much liquid in the floor, and you can only, squeegee out and mop so much, and then you have to go back another day. There were still remnants of the beverage in the corners from the amount of times I've done it.
I've done that, too.
I've done it so many times.
We just added into it. I never forget.
There's not enough room for the demand.
There's not. this was like one of my first weeks that I worked at that job. It was during COVID. So you had we just started doing like a curbside.
Yeah.
You know, going out and running out to people.
I remember that.
So
I used to order that frequently.
I had one order and I was walking out and we would go out one because the DoorDash was in 2 specific spots if you had DoorDash.
Yeah.
So I started walking out the one door, but I realized it was a DoorDash order. So, and he was parked over there. So I went to go out the side door. And as I moved, I had slipped and right on my back, I was gone. I had a sweet tea in my hand. I crushed the cup. Sweet tea was there. But the thing was, I hit the ground and didn't say anything. There was no ow or anything. It was just... And the people that were around me, there was people that were sitting on break, and they thought I died. Because from their angle, it looked like I hit my head.
Oh, my God.
And, I fell right on my back, and I'm just laying there. Crushed sweet tea
in hand.
And I had the bag in my other. And I'm just laying there. And they all ran up like, you okay, you okay? I'm like, I'm fine.
Well, if you don't have visual, it
fine.
looks very dramatic.
I'm fine. I promise. They're like, you hit your head. I'm like, I didn't hit my head.
Not yet.
I'm like, I didn't hit my head. They're like, sit down. No, take this chair. They brought a chair over. Like, sit down. No, you hit your head. I'm like, I didn't hit my head. I
actually didn't.
I just didn't say ow when I fell because it didn't hurt. It was just... I'm just a little upset. I'm covered in sweet tea, but other than that, but it was they were like, they thought you died or knocked yourself out, and I was like, no, I wish.
Yeah,
I could have gone home. I never got hurt enough to get sent home.
Honestly,
I've been hurt, never hurt enough to get sent home.
I know that was always the tragic part. Never got sent home early ever. I've only twice, 2 times I've been sent home early.
I went home early for being sick.
I've never done that either.
But even then, it was I would die before I would go home because I knew that if I didn't work it, I didn't have money.
Yeah.
So it was very even if I was sick,
well, the nice thing is you could have always picked up hours.
Yeah, but still,
for the most part,
I hated leaving in middle of shifts.
Yeah.
And I hated even if I was sick, as long as I was still able to walk, and normally function,
kind of alive.
I'd wear my mask just as a precaution, just to be like, hey, just so you guys are aware, I am not feeling my best, but
not the vid, but close.
I'm still gonna be here, still gonna work. I don't know. I would always feel bad because we weren't always properly staffed.
Oh my God. Never.
God, we're gonna have to do another a whole just. I'm sure we have plenty of stories.
Yeah,
we'll bring people
too many.
on. Bring people on.
Too many.
But there's just so much from just that one place.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked there for 3 years, so
That's
you would think
true.
I have a lot of memories from that place.
Hopefully.
And, my favorite things were always the final messages that we would get whenever somebody left. Or when they were fired or they quit.
Yeah.
Whenever they'd always send that one final goodbye message. And I wish I had some of them because there were some that were serious and there were some
were funny.
Some that were not serious at all.
Yeah.
And they would get deleted because they weren't serious. They were,
I think that was rude. You shouldn't delete them. None of your business.
Gosh. I never got to send one of those.
I didn't. I was like,
I wish if I would have had the opportunity.
Smoke them.
I would have.
Smoke them. Oh, are we gonna go back to tattoos, or?
I mean, I think we pretty much talked about tattoos.
Should we go with the red flags then?
We've been talking about our work stories for.
Should we do the red flags? Some red.
What's a red flag for you? One on top of your head.
If they have a girl best friend, that's too close. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like a pick me girl best friend.
Vice versa as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
A girl with a really close boy best friend,
Is it deal breaker
girls
enough?
Can be friends with guys, and guys can be friends with girls if you're in a relationship.
There has to be a boundary.
But there is a strong boundary
Yeah.
that has to be placed in between that. There's definitely too close.
Yeah.
I've never experienced this, and I'm glad I didn't. But there's definitely a line. You should be with your best friend. That's
I'm not saying don't have the opposite sex, but you shouldn't be like
yeah, no,
and
there's definitely a fine line.
Because there are so many stories where people would be like, oh yeah, like I spent the night. What?
Nope.
With no one else? I feel like a mom. Was there parents there? Was there
Especially
parents?
like if they're treating them the way that they treat you.
Yeah.
Like there's that is that's where it's like, okay, like I get it, you're close friends, but you're in a relationship with
if you have like a joking marriage where you're like hee hee haha before, that's fine. You're not in a relationship, but once that relationship starts, there
needs to be a set.
Yeah, you can't be touchy-feely, calling each other babe. Like that has to.
I'm glad I've never experienced that.
Yeah.
But that is definitely like a red flag. Like if I'm dating a girl,
I don't want to feel like a competition.
Yeah, like if I'm dating a girl and she has a super close guy friend that she talks to all the time and is always hanging out with, like
that's fine. But if it gets to the point where it's like
still like I should be priority. That sounds.
If they're still making time for you, and they're still close, that's fine. But if it's like
a little toxic, I don't mean it like that. I'm just gonna stop talking because I don't want to.
You're not allowed to have friends.
I don't want. Yeah, no, I can't say that because that was a whole argument.
All right. Well, what's one of your red flags? We'll cut that part out. A red flag.
God.
Shoot.
Being like secretive about like talking or like being in a relationship with somebody.
Yeah,
like obviously,
obviously
you don't have to like completely tell everybody, but like if you're like not telling people that we're in a relationship,
you can keep it private, but
there's private and secret.
Yeah,
if you're not willing to tell anybody or like pretend that I don't exist, that's like a major red flag. Like I want to at least be acknowledged. Yeah. I want to at least be known as your boyfriend. Like it's
if it comes up,
like that. Like if it comes up, don't just be like, oh yeah, he's my friend.
This is my friend.
He's just my friend. No,
this is my special friend.
Oh,
this is my buddy. No, this is my buddy.
He's my. Oh, what about that guy? That's my buddy. We're just really good friends.
This is more like I don't know, I guess a deal breaker. If a partner calls me buddy, friend, pal, because I've had my partner call me that before, not my current partner, and the next partner. And like, yes, we weren't together at the time, but it was kind of like we're together, and I hate that. That's more of like a deal breaker. If they're like, oh yeah, this is my pal.
Yeah, no, I
never call me your pal. I'm sorry.
I personally, just in general, I don't like being called buddy.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Being called bud, especially by people that are younger than me.
Yeah.
I would expect it from an older person. Like, hey, bud.
No, I still don't like it.
But when you're 5 years younger than me and you're calling me bud.
No, I don't like it.
There was one exception. John Erickson.
That's fine.
He was the only exception.
He's a man.
Called me bud.
He's a manly man.
He called me bud or buddy. That was he was the only.
That's just his lingo.
That was just his lingo. He was the only exception to that rule. But like someone that's younger than me calling me buddy, like I'm sorry, I'm not your buddy.
Yeah.
Like I've always hated being called that. Like I said, John was the only exception.
But I'm saying like for a partner to call you that.
That's different. I just hate that in general.
Oh.
So it's around the board. Buddy's off the table.
I don't like it.
I don't care if
you're like it for a partner.
Dating me, if you're married, if you're family. Bud, keep it away from me.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I've had to tell people that. Because people will say it. I'm like, I don't like when you say that. Can you please not?
Yeah. Honestly.
Well, let's see. The most common red flags: cheating, 100%.
Oh,
or is that a deal breaker? I guess.
Here's a good one. What if they had cheated in the past and they tell you about it?
I wouldn't be able to.
If it was a recent cheating, I personally wouldn't be able to. If it was like something they did when they were like 18, we're now 30. You know what I mean?
Oh God. You said 18, and I'm like, that's not that long ago. I'm like, wait.
That's 12 years.
I'm 25.
That's 12 years.
25 years old. That's like...
That's 7 years ago.
Yeah, like...
But like, if it's been significant amount of years since they last cheated, if that was like a one-time mistake, you regretted it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the relationship was like blurry lines.
I don't see it as a red flag.
Well, it means they're capable.
It is a red flag, but not a deal breaker.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But like, because like if I still trust you as a person, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. If that was like something significantly in the past. If
I'm willing to look
if this is like a track record.
It's definitely like a little bit of a red flag.
Yeah.
My flag's waving a little bit.
It keeps you like on the cautious side.
It's not a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Smoking is one of mine.
Yeah.
I grew up around that.
Yeah.
For all of my life.
I hate the smell of smoke.
And
it's to the point where I've been out of smoking so long it burns my nose, and I went to go see my family recently and my nose still smells like smoke and it burns. It makes
I don't want to, because I know I'm around people now that do, but
they don't smoke in this building.
No, I mean like just in my personal life.
Oh, well,
as long as you're respectful with it, and if you're gonna smoke, you smoke away from people.
Yeah,
you don't. But like, I grew up in that household. I couldn't date anybody that was like, oh, I smoke, or vaping. Vaping's also the same thing for me.
Vaping, I'm more lenient being around because it doesn't smell as bad.
Being around, but like I wouldn't be able to like be with somebody that does that.
The whole like Nick Fiend thing, it really like losing your vape and then you freaking out. I've dealt with that so much in high school.
No, I grew up with the smoking all of my life, and that was one thing that I loved. I love being petty. I'll tell you that. I love being petty at my job. I loved it because you could do it and get away with it because you weren't getting angry. You were still being nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. People that would smoke and they would do it in drive-thru.
Blow it in your face. I hated that.
Oh, I've had that. I have almost lost my job over that.
I've coughed.
But like I'll go or like or someone will be smoking and I'll visibly take a step back.
I do that too.
I'm like, don't just in my face.
My biggest thing about that though is I don't smoke. Don't sit in my car and smoke. Do you know how hard it is?
Is a smoke-free car.
Fabric soaks it in, especially car fabric.
I don't know any. I'm not friends with anybody who smokes.
I hate when people smoke in my car, and I'm like, don't. They're like, what? And I'm like, don't smoke in my car. You're not allowed to. It smells. And I don't want my seat smelling like this.
Yeah, no,
because
that is...
my past car, Cherry, whoever owned her before me, was a chain smoker, and it took me months of cleaning my car to get that out.
That's how the Mustang was. The Mustang came from a smoker, but it wasn't like a super strong smell. It was enough I could get. Well,
I think he left it out.
Yeah,
like,
it definitely wasn't bad, but you can tell that there was a smoker that was in the car at one point.
Yeah, I don't think he wasn't driving it actively.
I got that smell out rather quickly. But yeah, that smoking is like the biggest red flag for me. Like, if being completely honest, like that is like number one on my list.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with it anymore.
I will cut something off the moment that I find out you're smoking. Like, not even a second thought about it. Like whether that's rude or not, I feel
like that's a personal preference type of thing.
Like drugs.
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't know. Do you consider drinking drugs? 'Cause I like drinking.
I wouldn't consider drinking as drugs. I know some people would.
It is a drug, but it's not like hard drugs.
I compare those as two different things. By drugs, I mean like anything drug, meth, cocaine, even weed. Like, 'cause that still falls in the smoking category. Yeah. So I also hate the smell of weed. I also grew up around that my whole life. So like, it's just those two things disgust me. Drinking, I grew up around as well. I like my little pixie stick cocktails.
I
don't consider drinking a red flag. There's obviously a limit. If you're getting drunk every day or every weekend, that's okay. Yeah, we're gonna have a talk.
Do you need help?
Yeah, like
I can find you.
I wouldn't consider that like a red flag completely.
Yeah,
it's definitely like, how much do you drink? I personally don't.
Is that something you ask them?
No. Who am I gonna ask?
Do you like whenever you meet people are like, are you a severe alcoholic? Do you need help? We can go to AA together.
This is me. Okay, so this is my first time. Do you smoke?
I used to have a questionnaire.
Do you smoke? No. Okay, good.
I genuinely
do you drink?
I genuinely used to have a questionnaire. One of the questions was, were you in a cult or affiliated with a cult?
Red flag. Cult? Mm-mm. Get that away from me.
Yes. So.
Oh God, story time.
I don't remember all of them, but there was at least more than one time that I've heard someone being affiliated with the cult, and I was like, this, it's not good for my aura. Thank you. It's not good for my peace of mind. So cults, deal breaker. Thankfully, my husband has not been a part of a cult.
Yes. I sure hope not. Listen,
Unless you count religion.
Religion is not. Don't.
Quick.
We're not having this conversation right now.
Conspiracy theory.
Not a conspiracy.
Religion is.
Not a conspiracy theory. Stop.
This is gonna be the last episode because I said religion.
All right, we're done. This is the last episode of the Blonde Chronicles.
It was nice meeting you.
It was nice 7 rounds. We made it this far in.
We made it like 2 times or what, 5 times what you thought? 4 times? 4 times what you thought we were gonna do.
Yeah, I honestly thought we were gonna stop at 2. I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought 2 was the lax, and we were just gonna be like, I'm not feeling it today, and then we just stopped. We made it up to 7. No, I'm just kidding. We're not stopping.
It's a joke. It's a joke. For the most part.
I'm just reading through this list. It's one of those things that I don't think about that unless it happens. You know?
Well,
picky eater is on this list.
That I myself am a picky eater.
That is not. I wouldn't consider that a red flag.
Yeah, and
everybody's a picky eater for something.
Well, I think it's like to the point where you only eat chicken nuggets, like I do.
I only eat chicken nuggets.
Yeah, because like
I'm not a picky eater. I just
I
prefer certain things.
I'm such a picky eater.
I'll eat anything. To be completely honest, I am.
There are foods I won't eat for texture, for taste, for smell, like sauerkraut. Don't get me near sauerkraut. I will gag. Potatoes.
I'm okay with a small amount.
Mashed potatoes. I gag when I eat them because of the texture.
Really?
Yeah. And if I do eat mashed potatoes, it has to be in like a chicken popcorn bowl, like the one KFC has.
Oh,
and
God.
even
I might get that when I go home.
And even that, I gag when I eat it because of the.
Just.
Yeah, I do.
Just imagine.
Yeah. I don't know why. I gag.
Imagine you going, okay, I'm gonna get this mashed potato bowl, but I know I'm gonna gag when I eat it.
Well, I don't
Just
like. I feel like it's honestly bland. Like all the potatoes I've ever had.
Bland. Yeah.
Like I've never had. Like obviously, a white person.
Had, like, decent, like actually home cooked. Like mashed potatoes.
No, I've had if I
ever make any, I'll give you some just to see.
One of the upcoming videos is just me trying new foods and just gagging my way through.
We'll do a cooking episode. And we'll see if it's just mashed potatoes as a whole. Or if it's just
there's never been a mashed potato.
That instant mashed potato. That was gonna be a tattoo I was gonna get.
But there has never been a mashed potato I liked that has not made me gag.
Across the board.
Yeah, it just the texture, it makes me gag. Don't know why. So that is not a red flag for me.
I mean, we talked about this one already, but it was no manners.
Yeah,
no manners.
You have to be kind.
That is, yeah.
Like you can't, like if you're treating everyone that you don't know like trash, how are you going to treat me, your family, our family if we have that? You know what I mean?
That is definitely like 100%. You have to be a decent person. Like obviously everybody has their like flaws, but like if you're like treating every person you come if you're treating every person you come in contact with,
like waiter. No.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Honey, no. We don't do that here. No.
No, absolutely not. Sorry. There's the door. That's a deal breaker.
Body odor. This 5th on this list.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to smell nice.
You smell stinky?
If I shower almost every day.
You stinky?
Like there's some times where I pass out before I can shower.
She's stinky.
I try to shower. Right? If anything, I give myself a whore bath. PTA. Pits, tents, and hat. I'm willing to keep it in the video even if it gets demonetized just for that.
I'm just going to stay here for the rest of the episode now. It's a nice view down here.
Nice view. All right, what's the next one?
I don't know anymore.
What if they're like like mama boys? Like what if they're like too close to their mom?
I don't see that as a problem. At least I have a mom in their life.
But to the point where it's like affecting your relationship?
I mean, there's that, yeah.
Well, I'm saying like mama boy to the point where it's like you know that one TV show where it's
I feel like
I love a mama's boy?
I mean, I feel like if they're like that, you would know and catch on soon enough to where
there are people that stay in the relationship though.
I wouldn't.
Like if they're like, I hate you, you're not good enough for my son. come here, my baby boy, sleep in bed with me, even though you're a 30-year-old
and
adult.
they say that, and then they agree, and they start treating you poorly because of that, then yeah, it's a red flag.
Well, like a lot of times, especially with men, they don't stand up for you.
Yeah.
Like they'll let you get trash talked by their mom. It's like, what if like it's like her and her like parent, whatever one.
Yeah, no. There's definitely a limit. I'm sorry, I'm just still contemplating on the last conversation we had.
It's funny.
No, it was funny.
That's gonna be the.
Back up.
That's gonna be the shirt for the PTA.
Oh my.
It's funny.
So apparently number 14. So this is the 10. So total mentions. So these are just ones that people have mentioned.
Okay.
What they asked.
Yeah.
Number 14, mentioned 66 times, is bad presents.
But what does that mean? Like you don't like their
give you
vibe?
bad presents.
Oh, like gifts?
How? Some people just aren't naturally good at giving people gifts.
If it's not considerate, I can agree.
There's a difference, but
if it's
all right, here's a peck of gum.
That's not considerate.
Christmas. Yeah, no, that's different.
Like if it's something like I like a pack of pencils, and like I'm a drawer, like I'm an artist or something. Yeah, that's a nice. Like it's not the best present, but it's considerate.
As you at least try.
Yeah.
If you're not trying with your gifts,
well, I feel like that's probably falls into the male incompetence section of things.
you hear the respect I get over here.
Hey, you made a woman's bad driver, Joe. I'm allowed to make
Everybody agreed with me. That's the thing. Every person that saw that
and
was
the
like,
worst
I agree.
and the worst part is you're a bad driver and you're saying
I never said I wasn't a bad driver.
you can't criticize unless you're a good driver.
I never said I wasn't a bad driver.
Can't criticize unless you're a good driver. All I'm saying.
I haven't had an accident in like 4 months. Okay? Wait, when was Black Friday? November?
Nah.
Yeah, that was my last accident. So what's it been? 5 months? Wait. November, December, January, February, March.
4.
3.5 months?
We'll say 4 just to be nice.
4 months. It's been 4 months since my last accident. And then before that, the last accident I had was like 2 years, and it wasn't even my fault.
Are you talking about what's her name's car?
When I got sideswiped.
Well, there was also what's her name's car?
That was like 3 years.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I've had accidents, but there was time between them.
I don't know. I feel like the times between is not quite as large as yours.
It was 2021, which that one was.
Are you sure it's 21?
Yep. Because she
Dang.
was working there at the time.
Oh,
I still had it was with the Mustang. That was the
Yeah.
year, that was the year I had it.
Oh.
And then it was then I didn't have anything. Oh, wait, there was the one in the drive-thru in the turning lane. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh my
You
god!
hit
So
someone?
now we're back on talking on the bad driving. So I had just got my car. I didn't know how to drive it because it was a manual, and I'm still learning. I was pulling in, you know.
You're also learning how to drive in general.
I was learning how to drive in general. 100% true statement. So there was a turning lane turning into my job, and they were, outside doing their thing, and I was stopped, and I saw them. I get a little wave.
Yeah.
And manual cars, you got to have the clutch. You let out the clutch with it in gear. It's gonna jump.
You smack that,
So
man.
not gonna no, I had it in first. I let off the clutch because I was stupid. Hit the back of another car. No damage. No damage.
You're very lucky about that.
No damage in the end. They were a bunch of young kids. I was worried I had to throw hands.
Brad.
I still have his number on my phone. His name was Max. He's still on my phone.
He's still on my phone.
I think. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure Max is still on my phone somewhere. I might have actually. Oh God. That was not what I wanted to see. I don't know. I don't open my contacts. He's not. I just recently got rid of him.
Oh my god.
I'm glad you saw that because
That was so funny. That was funny, but it wasn't.
No, it's funny. I just don't know why that was open. I don't open my contacts. But yeah, so I may be a bad driver. But bad driver's not a red flag. It happens. Unless you're consistently getting in accidents.
Yeah.
If you're on your 15th car.
I knew someone that was like that before, actually.
Sorry, if you tell me like, yeah, this is my 15th car.
Yeah.
So what happened to the other 14? Oh, I rear-ended people with them.
Someone said they.
I'm driving
theirs.
from this point on.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. I will be the one driving.
Yeah. That's why whenever it comes to drives to Pittsburgh, that's why I'm usually the one driving because I'm the better driver.
Because we don't know how to drive.
No, he's bad. He's a bad driver.
Really?
Yes.
I've never been in a car with him.
He's such a bad driver. He's almost gotten in so many car accidents.
I've never been in a car
He's
with
such.
him. So
He gets distracted too easily. And I'm like wide-eyed, like full road taken driving. Because I'm scared of getting in a car.
Well, you've been in an accident.
Yeah.
You've been in a
Yeah.
life-threatening accident.
Yeah.
See, this one here goes into the other one where we explained about like being decent to people and customer service, but doesn't tip.
Yeah, you have to tip.
It's like not tipping people.
If you're going to a tipping culture can be a little crazy. A little crazy.
If I will tip no matter where I am, unless it's a place that I know that they make hourly wages.
Like
So,
good hourly
so
wages?
Five Guys,
Yeah.
they ask for a tip when you buy your food.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so if you go and you pay, it asks for a tip when you put your card in.
That's crazy.
I won't pay that.
Well, Starbucks makes a lot of money too.
Yeah, like I understand that. I will.
I won't do the full 20. I usually leave like whatever the lower end of their tipping thing is. Like what?
Yeah.
15?
It's like 15,
18?
Well, like if it's at a sit down restaurant, like anywhere where I go to sit down where I am being served.
These people are making more than me.
Yeah, where I go to be served.
Besides like waitresses, they do make only like $2.47.
Yeah, like if it's somewhere where I am being served, like a sit down restaurant, Texas Roadhouse, Denny's, Applebee's,
if you have an actual
literally
waitress,
anything,
yes,
I am always gonna tip.
Yes.
I don't care where I'm at. I don't
but
care
if
who I'm
it's
with, I will
like
tip.
a coffee shop or
a place where you know that they don't live off of tips.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like a jerk and feel like I'm not going to tip you, but
that terrible haircut I got, I tipped her. I shouldn't have, but I tipped
stuff
her.
like that. That's also different. Like hair people, like I tip my tattoo guy.
Yeah, that too. I always tip them too, but
I mean, it's not like much, but like an extra $20 on top of what I paid is enough. But like, yeah, I don't know. That can definitely go different ways with different people. People can be like, oh, you don't tip anybody?
I think it's more of like if you're going to a restaurant and you're not tipping.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to a restaurant and you're not tipping, that's a huge red flag. Why are you not?
I'm sorry.
They provided a service.
Yeah.
A service that we don't
like I said,
need.
A lot of times I know servers, waitresses only make like $3 an hour, if that.
But there are a lot of times where a lot of other people make more than I do. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, if you're making more than me, I'm sorry.
We got beef.
Like I'm here.
We got beef.
I'm just trying to make a living, dude.
What about a messy car?
I can't say yes because my car is messy half the time. So.
Yes.
But I mean, if you're not like, there is definitely a line of messy and just completely trashed, you know?
Yeah.
Like messy. I have a couple fast food bags in my car.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay. But like, if you have like, this disgusts me because I've seen this from people like working in customer service and seeing it in drive-thrus when people's cars is filled. Like when your entire passenger seat is filled with garbage and like you can it's just nasty.
If it doesn't smell, I don't have a problem with it. If it's not too bad.
You have to move an entire trash bag worth of trash for me to get into your car. Sorry, I just have a couple things. Yeah, no.
Mine's usually clothes. Like that was like a big thing for me. Like I've had like where I put clothes and blankets in my car. And I'm like, sorry, I gotta move all my
like there's definitely like it's one of those things if you like don't ever clean it. I would hope at some point you clean it, but like if you just leave it there for months and months and months and months.
Yeah.
Like how long's that bag been here?
Too long. Don't ask questions.
You go in there, go, how long has that bag been? It's been there like when was
1972.
It's like right now. When was Easter last? Yeah, it's been a.
Gotta go.
I'm gonna get out of the car. I'm sorry.
Okay, so this is deal breakers. What about if they're like too young or not too young, too old?
No.
Is that not a deal breaker?
How old is too old?
I don't know. We'll say like 15 years. I feel like that's what most people consider too old. It's like 15 years older than you.
Personally, me,
15,
I probably
20.
wouldn't go any more than like 5 years.
But is that a deal breaker? If they're like you think they're attractive, you have great conversation, and then they're like, oh, I'm 40.
Yeah.
That is? You would stop talking to her over that? Dang.
Unfortunately,
On a raw emotional level, you're like can't.
I feel like I would know their age before I would get onto that level of like personal level. Do you understand? Like, get that?
Why are you like? Why are you IDing someone that's older than you? What, like you're meeting out in the wilderness. You're like you're out like at Walmart and you run into her.
Say I start having a conversation with somebody like, and I find out they're 40 years old. The conversation is going to drastically change. Because I'm not going to sit there trying to have a conversation with somebody in the intentions of dating them.
Shake my head. He doesn't like a cougar.
Or like I won't have that interest won't come in my head anymore if I know that.
Even if you were initially interested.
Yeah.
Dang. He doesn't like cougars. America.
I'm sorry. Like I said, America.
Internet.
Anymore.
My Websters.
Like I said, 5 years is kind of where I will put that line.
He hates cougars. Shame him. Shame him.
Shame. Fine, I'll go back down the counter. I'm sorry. 2
consenting adults. It's only 15 years. What if they're like too tall? I feel like this is more like she's your height.
Not a deal breaker at all.
Okay, I was gonna say if this is a deal breaker, what if she's too short? She's like
not a deal breaker at all. I don't think height is a problem.
A lot of people do. Like a lot of people want to date someone that's taller than them.
I understand that.
Like especially men.
As long as you're a woman, I don't really care.
See, like if they're too short,
as long as you're a woman and not 40 years old.
You can be taller than him. God, you just gotta be within that 5-year range.
Digging myself in a hole.
What if they're vegan? Is that a deal breaker?
As long as you don't shame me for eating my meat, no.
Yeah, that's not a deal breaker.
If I'm gonna sit there and if like you're gonna be okay with me eating it, I feel like that'd be more of a deal breaker on their side. Like I feel like vegans are more gonna be like, oh, it's a deal breaker that you eat meat, than it would be for me to be like, oh, you don't eat meat. That's just more for me.
Yeah.
You know.
What is it saying in a vegan? He's vegetarian.
Yeah, that's done.
That's the
same thing.
That's the thing that like sucks because like sometimes we just want to eat a meal together and it's like I don't eat a lot of meat to begin with.
Yeah.
But I'm not vegetarian, so it's like.
What else we got?
Selfie addicted. Is that a deal breaker? They're too into like taking them selfies.
So is a deal breaker something that you discover like? I don't know. I'm sorry. I get confused with the like. When does a red flag come in? Is a red flag like
a deal breaker? Is like you won't talk to them anymore.
Like you find that out. Like that's preventing you from talking to somebody.
Well, some people date people regardless of red flags, but people will break up with someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't want to be with this person.
I don't see that as a problem.
Like a red flag is something to more look out for.
Yeah. I don't see taking pictures, like taking selfies as a problem. As long as I get to see them, you know? You're not hiding them from me.
You're not hiding them selfies.
Taking selfies and just, you know, I want to see them. Include me in the picture, you know?
Include me.
Take selfies together.
Let me take a selfie. What about non-texters? They don't like texting that much.
I'm okay with that.
No. If we're not like together that often, you know what I mean?
That's different, yeah.
Like obviously me and my husband live together, so it's like that's fine if we're not texters.
Yeah.
I know like he's coming home.
I myself, it's not a deal breaker for me. I myself am a big texter.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna like stop talking to somebody because they didn't respond to my text.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief. Sorry, I gotta stop making jokes like this. This is why my mental health is drastically draining.
All right, so for reference, this is a men's deal breaker list. Being too easy. Is that a deal breaker for you as a man?
Being too easy?
Yeah.
Is that? Oh wait, never mind.
Like,
I know
easy in the bedroom. Wink, wink.
Like too like eager to like.
Like.
I don't go for that to begin with.
It's more of like I think what like most men think of being too easy is like they'll sleep with anyone.
I don't see it's a deal breaker.
Or like this one says.
I don't see it as, I personally, whenever like I'm talking to somebody, I don't care about that. So like I don't care if you're, you know.
And then under the little spiel it says under it's sleeping with a man too soon also. Like you give it up on the first couple dates and not wait.
I mean, I don't go for that for the first couple dates anyway. So
you're telling me you'll age shame someone? He's not slut shaming though.
No, not slut shaming. Because that's not like I don't have any interest in doing that. So like,
yeah, waiting for marriage. Abstinence is key, as they teach you in high school. Failing to, like, what if they fail to give enough personal space? Like, they're like Velcro.
I'm okay with that.
What about overbearing or bad friends?
Oh, so we're just going over that one. Okay.
Oh, sorry. You want to explain more on that?
Oh, I was just saying my love language is personal touch.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. That's like, I'm okay. What was the one you just said?
Overbearing friends.
What does that mean?
It's saying here.
Overbearing friends.
A woman allows the friends into every facet of her life, and they make decisions for her, and like they're not good friends.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Cut it out. Get out of here. Next one, please.
What about incompatible politics? Like you're a Republican, she's a Democrat.
That's just arguments waiting to happen. Next one, please.
Really? That's a deal breaker for you?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm coming out of my dark place again.
He's ready to talk on the politics.
No, I'm not ready to talk about politics. It's just one or another are going to step on each other's toes with this situation, no matter what. You're always going to disagree on something, you know?
I feel like...
So, me, I know I could, look past it, but I know some people won't.
Yeah.
So, I would just say...
But I feel like that's more like a person-to-person base. You know what I mean? Like, if they're, like, convicted in their stance...
Yeah, no, probably not.
You know what I mean? And they're, like, the opposite party of you or whatever.
Yep, sorry. Next one, please.
We already talked about infidelity. Oh, what about, like... What, do you want kids or do you not want kids?
I want kids.
So what if she doesn't want kids? Is that a deal breaker? That having an opposite stance of me on that, yes.
That is a deal breaker. Because ultimately for my life is I want kids.
Yeah.
So if you don't want kids, I'm not going to,
I feel like it's unfair.
I'm not going to go into a relationship and then be like, in hopes that maybe she'll change her mind one day.
Some people do that though.
We just read about that last night.
Yeah.
I personally, that is what I want in my life is I want to have kids at some point. So like if we were to be like, okay, talking about future stuff, whatever, and they say they don't want kids, I'm like, okay, well, I do. Be like, is this going to change for you? If not, I'm sorry, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I just being completely honest, like that's what I want. And if you don't want that and it's not gonna eventually change, like you're unsure about it, it's a no.
Yeah.
Like it's the most respectful,
unfair to both parties.
Most respectful way possible. I'm gonna have to say, next one, please.
That has
That's
to be
not
like.
how I'll say it.
Well, it's very unfair to both parties because like if you
Getting their
remain
hopes up or something,
someone's gonna have to compromise.
Someone's gonna always be disappointed. In
someone's gonna be honestly like resentful.
Yeah.
In the relationship because
there's gonna be a compromise and they're gonna be like, I wish I didn't, and they're gonna be like, man, I feel bad because I made you compromise.
And I feel like that's something you can't compromise on.
No.
Because like it's a living being.
Yeah,
it's not
like I said,
it's not painting your walls.
Not everybody wants that for your life.
Yeah,
so
it's not painting your walls.
Understandable, and I'm not gonna talk down to people that are like that. But next one, please.
All right. What about not liking pets?
That's not a deal breaker.
That is.
Wait, hold on.
Like
I forgot I have a pet. That's my boy. As much as I hate him sometimes, it's my boy.
It's my son.
He comes with me everywhere. Doesn't come with me everywhere. But wherever I go, he goes. Wherever he goes, I go. If you don't if you don't like my cat, get out.
Oh, I saw some guy on TikTok say that like having pets is a deal breaker for him. In particular, dogs. He said he will not date a woman that has dogs because they will cut, like if they're out in a social gathering, they won't stay out for long. They'll expect them to take care of the dog or something like that. And it's like, what? I don't understand because why do you want to stay out all night anyways? And like, this is like he was older. He's not like dramatically older than us. But it's like, why do you want to party all the time to the point where, you know what I mean?
I'm too old to party now. I've never partied, but I'm past that point.
I don't understand why do you, what part of your life needs filled that you're staying out all night?
Yeah.
And
that's a red flag right there. Red flag.
Deal
breaker.
And he's like, oh, like their priorities are in different places. And like, I don't understand that. And also
having a dog.
And helping.
Why are you a hater for the dogs?
And I think the main thing was helping with the pets. Is like taking the dog out. And it's like, you don't have to. It's just a nice thing. You know what I mean? Ooh.
Before the camera.
Well, we'll probably cut it here soon anyways.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like that's, you don't have to, take care of the dog. Let the dog out. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like if you're busy doing so, like if, like, it's your partner's dog and she's busy doing something, why wouldn't you just be like, I'll let the dog out for you, babe. You asked.
Yeah.
That's not a huge deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
pets, having pets, not a deal breaker. Not liking my pet.
No, not liking
Next
pets
one,
in general. Like that. That one. Ooh, a woman with no opinion, or like a partner with no opinion.
What's that mean?
Like they're like, oh, I don't know, whatever you want. I don't know what we want to do. Like I don't know what I want to eat today. I don't know where I want to go today. You decide. That, as an indecisive person myself, is a deal breaker.
I'm going back in my hole. It's not a deal breaker because I'm the same way.
Well, you can't have two indecisive people.
I did. Twice. No, it's not a deal.
It's not a
deal breaker. I don't care.
My husband's not too great on it. He doesn't like it, but I make him. That sounds awful. I make him make decisions.
Yeah, no, it's not.
He's a man.
Not a deal breaker because, it's something that is. Being an indecisive.
I don't like
person,
it.
I can't tell you the amount of times you'd be like, "Hey, where do you want to go to eat?" I don't know, wherever you want to go. Did I just not ask you where you want to eat? I don't care what.
Yeah, that's what I hate. Cause I don't even know what I want to do with myself, so I want someone to decide where we're gonna eat, what we do for the day.
Yeah, no, not a deal breaker, but.
And like that's something I struggle with hair color, because I'm like, I don't know what color I want to do.
All of them.
I don't know.
Rainbow.
That's too much upkeep. That's too much hair dye. Dealing with one fading color at a time versus Roy G. Biv.
Yeah.
That's 7.
Roy G. Biv?
Roy G. The rainbow.
Roy
Red,
G. Biv?
orange, yellow, green,
Red, orange,
blue,
yellow, green,
indigo,
indigo,
violet.
and violet. That's it.
Yeah.
There was another one.
Roy G. Biv. Well, some people don't consider indigo or violet a color.
Probably violet.
I don't know. It's one of them.
Some violet haters out there.
Or it's not technically a color, but it is. I don't know. Or it's supposed to be just blue and purple. I don't know.
I don't know. I tried to deep throat the mic and it just wasn't going to work.
Dude, do you have something to tell me? This is an open space. This is a safe environment. I am an ally.
We're here for you.
I'm that little A at the end. LGBTQTA plus. I'm the A ally. There's also some asexuals. I think they fall in that category, but I'm the ally. Heart.
Thanks for watching the Blonde Chronicles. Thanks for listening. Man, this was a roller coaster. I'll tell you that for a fact. We started off on tattoos and then
had a middle tangent.
Went on to our work stories. And now we're ending it off with the red flags and the deal breakers. I'm going to go in my car and cry. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, subscribing, liking the video. Whatever you do, we appreciate any interaction. It fulfills my self needs. It makes me feel validated.
Validate us.
Like I'm doing something right, you know? I just want to do this for a living, you know? If we get, what did I say, 1 million subscribers?
I think 1 million. We'll get a tattoo.
If we get 1 million subscribers, I will get a tattoo of something from this podcast.
Yeah. We'll get each other's faces.
I will get our tattoos.
We'll do something.
I will get our faces tattooed somewhere on my body. If we get we have to get 1 million subscribers though. That's the
hustle it out.
That's the thing. If we don't have that, it's not happening. Maybe
yeah.
100,000.
Million.
If you can heckle me down to 100,000, maybe we talk. But you still got to get us to that point, okay? We're only at 38 right now.
I think.
Come on. We got to rack those numbers up, or else we're done. Just kidding. I don't care if we don't have that. I'll just keep doing this for as long as we can. But yeah, let us know what you want to hear, what you want to talk about. I think the next one will be our similarities, because there is a lot.
Crazy.
We
Spooky.
are almost basically the same person.
Hashtag
but
twins.
Until then, we hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one.
Smooches.
No smooches.
No smooches.
No
smooches. No smooches for you.
Smooches for me. That's gay.
Can't say that.
Guys,
An ally.